Hey guys, welcome to the DeCourcy Diaries podcast. I'm your host, Bryn, esthetician, entrepreneur, and lover of all things beauty and business. This is the space where we blend inspiration, education, and candid conversations to help you elevate your lifestyle. Whether you're building your career, seeking insight, or just here for the vibes, you're in the right place. Grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's explore the magic of life together. Hey guys! Welcome back to the DeCourcy Diaries podcast. We're here with another episode today, number 23. Today's episode is titled Confidence is Key. In this episode, we'll explore how self-care, beauty routines, and mental health come together and cultivate genuine confidence. True confidence is not about perfection. It's rooted in self-acceptance and resilience, enabling you to show up authentically in your life. We'll discuss the powerful connection between feeling good physically and radiating confidence, emphasizing how prioritizing skincare, wellness, and daily rituals can foster a sense of self-worth. Healthy habits like staying hydrated, getting enough sleep, and practicing mindfulness play a significant role in this process. We haven't done an episode in the past few that have been more general topics, so I wanted to throw this in there. I think it's a good time of year too. It's January. Everyone's trying to redo their whole life. And I think the more confident you are in yourself, it will portray into your life and you'll be able to live a more smooth operating life. So I think it's the perfect time for it. Plus, we're going into February, which is, of course, Valentine's Day. Confidence, self-love, they tie hand in hand, in my opinion. So let's get into it. I guess I should say why I'm bundled up like this. If you're watching the video version, I literally am grandma on the couch right now. But it's freezing down here. I don't know if people know that we film in the basement, in the dungeon. But we film down in the basement of DeCourcy Beauty Lounge, and it's snowing a lot outside right now, so it's freezing in here. It's all stone walls, so it's not really insulated well.
We might as well be sitting on the sidewalk now.
Basically, we're in the snow right now. So I'm going to have my little blankie on probably for this episode. I'm sorry if I look like grandma. Let's get into the episode. Let's discover how personalized beauty routines can empower you with simple tips to help you feel polished and put together. We're also going to dive into the mental health aspect of confidence, highlighting how journaling, therapy, and positive affirmations can strengthen your inner foundation. We're going to talk about some challenges like imposter syndrome and comparison culture. We'll address these with practical strategies as well to overcome them. First, we wanted to share little cute quotes for you guys to get the episode started. So my quote is, "Confidence breeds beauty. Believe in yourself and the world will believe in you too." Olivia, you want to give your little quote?
Yes. What you put out into the world is what you'll receive in return.
Those two quotes will kind of set the tone for today's episode. And then, let's get into it. This is going to be super fun, super casual, and super hopefully motivating for you guys to spark some confidence in your life. So, we didn't do cheers, but I feel like we literally just have waters, but it's okay. Cheers.
Yummy. Shut up.
Ew.
Shut up.
That's how you know you're around someone too much, when you start saying the same thing at the same time. So let's talk about the concept of what is true confidence, and how it's rooted in self-acceptance and resilience, not perfection. How would you, as a vocabulary word, how would you describe confidence?
I think first and foremost, confidence starts with attitude, because there's a fine line between cocky and confident. And if you let your ego do the talking, gonna be cocky. So I think your attitude is the main thing.
You have to know how to set that line in between. I think I've definitely seen women not know that, but I feel like majority men, they do not know how to draw the line in between. It's they're either super insecure or super overly cocky.
I agree. And it comes across as overcompensating a lot of times in men and women, when you can tell someone's trying to be confident, but they have the wrong intentions and they're going about it the wrong way, maliciously.
Yeah. There's a difference, I think, between genuine confidence and genuine self-worth acknowledgement versus trying to show it in people's faces, or trying to flex on people. And I feel like that's our society right now, is everyone wants to flex on someone else, and that's where they're showing their confidence, but it's not true confidence. To piggyback off of the flexing or whatever, I feel like you can come off as confident, but you may be being someone else's confident, if that makes sense. Like you're just trying to be like someone else that you think looks confident. So you're just adapting like their little personality traits, their aesthetic, their whatever, because you're like, oh, they are confident, so I want to look like them because I'll be confident. I think it's about more staying authentic to who you are and showing up authentically and not like in a gimmicky way. It's like actual true independence, confidence.
I completely agree, because if you're just copy and pasting someone else and projecting their confidence onto yourself, you're not truly confident because you're not truly in touch with yourself.
Exactly. You don't even know yourself.
Yeah.
I also think it's about embracing like the flaws that you have as a part of the acceptance of that as like a part of your journey, because nobody's perfect. You may think people are perfect, but nobody's perfect. Everyone has things that they don't love about themselves. It's not that you have to love everything about yourself. It's just that you have to accept it, you know? Like, it would be ideal if you love everything about yourself, but there's certain things that you're not going to. It's going to be little quirks, little things. You don't do your laundry all the time. You don't, like, those are, like, little aspects of your personality that you don't have to love, but you have to accept or change. Up to you.
The power is in your hands.
The power is for sure in your hands. A lot of this episode will talk about societal expectations versus like personal authenticity and how that impacts your self-esteem and like your capability of building your confidence. Okay, so now let's talk the beauty and wellness connection. Let's explore the link between feeling good physically and radiating confidence. So obviously, of course, we're going to talk about a little bit of skincare, makeup, beauty rituals as well. First, talk about skincare. Let's give a few tips for simple routines that enhance natural glow and skin health. Let's give maybe 1 or 2 products that we're loving right now that we feel like are kind of general products, not like necessarily an acne product or something that you're, you know what I mean? Like a cleanser, mask. Let's give some highlights. I'll go first.
Okay.
I love for a natural like skincare everyday product right now, I would say the Kindred Oil Cleanse is always good. It brings out a bit of radiance with your cleanse routine. I would say that for my first natural glow product. Second would be, you know what? I'm just going to follow it up with the Kindred Polish Cleanse. Do a little double cleanse moment. Yeah, that's mine. I think those are like the best. If I'm just waking up, getting ready for work, going straight to work with no makeup, like those are my 2 morning products.
Okay.
You next.
I have also a cleanser, the Beauty of Joseon Cleansing Balm. I feel like after I use it, sometimes I don't even need the second cleanse. It makes my skin look so good afterward. And I still feel hydrated. I don't feel tight or anything like that. My skin looks bouncy.
Yeah.
And then,
good word.
Thank you.
Bounce.
And then, all right, my second product would be the hypochlorous acid. I spray this on my face like habitually throughout the entire day. And it kind of reminds me of like a setting spray that leaves you a little glowy. It makes me feel like I'm doing something good for my skin, and I also see that in turn.
For anyone that's listening that doesn't know, hypochlorous acid is a ingredient that's made in your white blood cells. So it's a natural ingredient. It kills bacteria, helps prevent the spread of bacteria. So it's perfect to keep like, some people use it as like a hand sanitizer, like when they go to the gym, things like that. I usually recommend my clients to keep it in their bag throughout the day, spritz up either, like she said, as a makeup setting spray. It's really great for that because it helps not spread acne bacteria. But also like after a workout,
I'll use it in my armpits.
Literally great in your armpits.
Cuts the smell
so
out
good in
so
your armpits.
Easily.
Yep. And yeah, it's like a great, you can use it for literally anything. It's good for wound healing as well.
Piercing and tattoo
piercing healing. Like it's so good. So that is a great choice. I'm actually jealous that you picked that.
Thank you.
So those are 2 just some skincare recommendations if anyone's looking for adding something new into their routine and helping enhance glow and confidence. Okay, something to highlight here would be the importance of consistency over perfection in skincare. My tip always for people that are trying to build their routine is for people to start small. So like we're saying with like a good cleanser, a good moisturizer, a good exfoliant, the basics I think are so important. And we don't realize, I think, how much our state of our skin ties to like our state of security and confidence. If you are dealing with like hormonal breakouts, acne, hyperpigmentation, scarring, even aging skin, like there's certain problems that certain people have that make them feel really insecure. So having a good skincare routine, even if you're not someone who feels like you are like a big beauty girl and you want to like sit and do a 10-step routine, you don't realize how much it's probably affecting your confidence that you're not doing a routine. You're not spending any focus on yourself, your skin, your maintenance. Like, it will make a huge difference, I think, in people's confidence.
I myself struggle pretty badly with hormonal acne and cystic acne. And it's been a recent development, like in the past 2 years. I've never really had acne in my life. And then all of a sudden I hit my 20s. I was like 21 and all of a sudden my skin just broke out everywhere. Mm-hmm. But perfection versus consistency is definitely a big thing that I had to come to terms with, because I was just adding so many actives in my routine to try and just get the acne to go away. And I ended up causing like dermatitis and all of these other problems. Or I would just stop doing a routine at all and make the problem even worse, because then my skin would be dry. And as soon as you were just like Cetaphil, toner, moisturizer, that's it.
Yeah, literally.
I'm good. I use 4 products now versus like 8.
Yeah,
and now
you're consistent with it because it's less steps in the routine. Like, I feel like TikTok especially like made people feel like they needed like a 30-step skincare routine to feel like they were doing like a ritual for themselves, or like feel like they were doing good enough. So then some people get intimidated by that and they don't do anything because they're like, well, I'm so tired and the skincare routine is going to take me 30 minutes. Like, I'm just going to skip it tonight. If you just let yourself do the bare minimum at the very least, then if you have a little extra energy, 9 times out of 10, you're going to start cleansing your face. Even if you don't want to do your 10 step, you're going to start cleansing your face and you're going to be like, I mean, I'm already here. I'll just keep going. You know what I mean? Like, it's just better to do it. And like she's saying, better to be consistent than anything. If dialing it back product-wise and step-wise helps with that consistency, definitely recommend that. All right, now let's talk a little bit about makeup. So I'm going to share one makeup tip and one product that I'm loving right now, and Olivia is also going to share as well. My first pick for makeup products that I would recommend right now would be a tinted moisturizer from Laura Mercier. I feel like I've said that before, but it's just like my go-to.
You picked that for one of your products on the newsletter.
That's why I'm thinking it. That's why I'm thinking it. Oh, perfect little way to interject. If anyone wants to sign up for our monthly newsletter, we come out with a new newsletter every month that includes so many different cool topics, product picks, music choice, what's new at DBL, like monthly beauty horoscopes, like so much fun. Olivia helps so much with that. So if you guys are into like blogs, newsletters, that type of thing, definitely join our newsletter. Sign up is in our link tree, linked in bio. Okay, so for my product, I'm picking Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. I believe it's SPF 25, and I swear I've been using this product since I was like 12. Like, this is like one of the first foundations I've ever had, and I strayed away for a couple years. Like, I think I had it last in high school, and then I didn't get it till last year, and I was like, wait, this is so good. The reason I like it, especially when we're talking like natural, everyday, glowy, it's like very light coverage, but enough where it gives you like a good base coverage, and then I'll add the concealer in like problem areas on top. I just don't like foundation when it's like all over your face and it just feels really heavy. So that is like the perfect, it's literally like I'm obsessed with it. I also have really dry skin, so classic foundations most of the time are like super flaky and gross. So yeah, that's my favorite product. A makeup tip that I have for natural glow would be to make sure you're doing your skincare routine every single time before you do your makeup. Even if it's like the morning and you're doing your makeup like 2 hours later, that's fine, but still put like a fresh layer of moisturizer on right before you put your makeup on. Unless you're super duper duper oily, then of course that's going to be a little tough for you with all that oil on oil. I've learned like if I don't cleanse and exfoliate before I do my makeup, especially with foundation, it's like cake central. It's like so bad. So that's definitely a tip of mine is make sure you're doing your skincare routine, including exfoliation, before your makeup routine.
Okay, so bouncing off of that, I'll start with the tip first instead of the product. But this is actually something I learned recently, is that oil-based products and water-based products don't mix. Obviously, oil and water don't mix. But I never thought that would translate to my makeup products. Make sure you know the base ingredient of your products, if it's water or oil, so you know what to use accordingly. My product is also a tinted, not moisturizer, but it's a tinted serum. It's the L'Oreal True Match, the hyaluronic tinted serum.
Ooh, yeah.
I am obsessed with it.
Ooh.
I have like oily combo skin and, like I said, hormonal acne, and it gives me a base layer that keeps my oil and dryness under control. It hydrates the places that need it, and it kind of keeps oil under control in my T-zone, and you can build it if you want to.
Yes, I love that. All right, so now let's talk about some wellness practices that we use to stay, or we try to use and follow to stay healthy and happy. First is staying hydrated. So, of course, drinking lots of water. I know some people just don't like to drink water, and I totally understand that, but it's beneficial for so many things, not only just skin health and glow, but in general. Like, our body is made up of, what is it, like 90%
It's 90%,
water?
I believe.
So yeah, it's so important. It can even affect mental health as well in a certain capacity, being like super dehydrated. So yeah, super important. Stay hydrated. Drink, try for like 8 glasses of water a day. If you're like a to-do list type of person, like put it on your to-do list. Like when you wake up, be like, okay, I'm gonna drink a nice glass of water, maybe after you do your makeup. Like try to set timelines to it so that you know, if you're not like a habitual like sipper throughout the day. I know it's hard for some people. I totally understand.
I'm not a habitual sipper throughout the day because I don't have a water bottle right now that I enjoy. But I try to force myself every time throughout the day. If I think about drinking water, I force myself to get up and drink water. It's like what we were doing earlier when our posture was bad, and every time we thought of it, we straightened up. It's the same thing. Like every time you think of it, take a sip of water.
That's perfect. I actually like when my clients will like take a sip of their water, I'm like, oh, let me grab my water really quick. I use it as like a little reminder. So staying hydrated, also getting quality sleep. Very, very important. I think women need like minimum, I know humans in general need about 7 hours, but a recent study just came out saying that women need actually ideally a minimum of 8.
And that changes on different phases of your cycle.
Yes, that too. We should do some research on that and break it down in another episode. So important. Like if I don't get enough sleep, like I'm not only tired, but I'm like just not in it. Like if it helps to, if you're like a nap person, take some naps throughout the day. If you don't have enough time to like get enough like full 7 hours. I know some people like legitimately can't due to like children, things like that, but try your very best to get as much sleep as you can. Eating balanced meals, of course, trying to get in those fruits and veggies, getting in that protein. It's kind of hard for me to talk about balanced meals when I like have such a bad schedule with eating, but I try to, when I do eat a balanced meal, even if I'm not eating throughout the day. I'm sure many estheticians alike understand. You may eat like once a day, but when I do get that one meal, trying to make sure it's a good, healthy, balanced meal and filling.
And if you are missing meals throughout the day, make sure you supplement for those in the one meal that you do have. Like, don't be afraid to add a second helping or snack after dinner because you're burning all these calories throughout the day and you're working through your lunch. You need to supplement it.
If you're hungry, eat. Like, it's that simple. Don't starve yourself.
Exactly.
Just eat. Eat what you need.
I can tell a huge difference in my like just general cognitive ability when I don't eat enough.
Yeah, especially nowadays when there's so much preservatives, pesticides, GMO, everything.
Microplastic.
Literally in everything, like literally disgusting. So try your best to source good food. I know that that's tricky too with finances and location and things like that, but if you're around like local farmers markets, Amish markets, anything like that is like super ideal to source your food too. So try to eat nice balanced meals and make sure you're getting enough food as well. Also, really want to talk and touch on practicing mindfulness. So first, just wanted to give a definition of mindfulness for anyone that doesn't know. Mindfulness is essentially being fully present in the moment without judgment. So being mindful of where you are. Mindfulness is linked to reducing stress and anxiety and also improves focus and decision making. Lastly, encourages self-awareness and compassion. We wanted to share a couple of simple mindfulness practices that you guys can try. So let's list them out. First, we have deep breathing exercises. This exercise that I'm about to explain to you is also called box breathing. This is really helpful for not only mindfulness, but also reducing anxiety as well. So you're going to inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, and exhale for 6. Do we want to do it together?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll count.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
We're going to inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Simple, effective, love it. This actually helps me a lot with my anxiety management, especially when I feel a panic attack creeping up. This is super duper helpful for anyone that needs a moment of mindfulness.
And when I do this one, if I'm having trouble like keeping with the pace, I literally will trace a box with my finger while I do it. So it like keeps me on pace with breathing and I can visualize it.
That's so helpful. Definitely going to add that to my list. Next, we have a body scan meditation. So this would be mentally checking in with each part of your body to release tension. There's really good guided meditations on this. I would suggest you start with one of those just to get a feel of what we're referring to. There's free ones all on like YouTube, Spotify. There's also apps like Headspace, Calm, that have really good ones too. But a body scan is essentially just being very in tune with scanning each single part of your body and checking in with how each feels in the present moment.
You can also look up head to toe meditation, and that's like super focused on like regulating your body and everything like that.
Love that. Next is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. I want to pass this to Olivia because this is actually something she taught me about.
This is one of my tried and true techniques. I've been using this since I was like literally 14 years old. I originally used it as an exercise to kind of prevent a panic attack, but I'll do it now when I'm feeling a little overstimulated or I just am overwhelmed and need to kind of ground myself. So wherever you are, relax yourself where you're sitting. You identify 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And obviously if it doesn't have to be food, you can be like, I taste my tongue right now, or like I have a dry mouth right now. But it forces you to go basically do a body scan meditation. If you're using all of your 5 senses, you have no other senses to focus on what you're worrying about.
I love that. Body presence and awareness is so helpful for stuff like this. Like easing the mind is so hard sometimes. So to each their own, but I don't see this not being helpful for anyone. You know what I mean? So that is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. Next, we have mindful journaling, which is writing down what you're feeling without analyzing or judging. So some people journal all the time. It's super normal for them. If you don't, I definitely recommend it. If you just sit down with a little notebook, you can talk to yourself. You can talk in whatever tense or person you want to. Like, it doesn't have to be, hey girl, it's me again.
Hey.
But however floats your boat, so helpful for just checking in with yourself and really understanding what thoughts you're going through. When you're writing, it's just kind of like flows out. You have to start somewhere, which I think is the hardest part. So starting with like a prompt is always helpful. Starting with, if you like pulling like tarot cards or affirmation cards, pull one of those and do a moment of journaling. But yeah, just being present with yourself and really checking in with yourself, like what's going on up there?
I also, if you don't want to do like writing journaling, I think talking to yourself is a great form of kind of journaling as well. Like I'll pretend like I'm taking a vlog to send to somebody and I'll literally record myself talking and I don't put on a persona or anything. I'll act like I'm sending a video to my best friend and I'll and it starts just going. It just starts going. You can't even stop it.
That's so good. And then afterwards you can either delete it and trash it forever, or you can keep it and then it's something to look back on and be like, wow, I was in such a different frame of mind or whatever. Like it'll just kind of tie it back together. That's really cool. I love that.
Thanks.
I'm jealous I didn't do that. And then lastly is mindful walks. So just a little cute walk. I know it's weather dependent, but a little walk to focus on your surroundings, the sound of your footsteps, and also your breathing. These are all super easy practices of mindfulness, but
heavy emphasis on no headphones when you're doing a mindfulness walk.
No
music, no podcast. Yes. It's not a hot girl walk.
Yes, it's different. Let's differentiate the two. This would be something where you're really being mindful of what's around you, what's in nature, the sounds, the smells, the feels, all of the things. It just depends on like your area. Like if you're in like the middle of the city, it's not going to be as peaceful, but do what you got to do. Do what you can.
I walk to work every day, so I'm forced to do a walk. And in the morning, I make myself do a mindfulness walk. This morning it was snowing a little bit. It was really windy, and I wanted to do nothing more but to put on my headphones and sprint to work. But I forced myself to bundle up and listen to the cars beeping at each other because they don't know how to drive in the snow, and everyone yelling at each other, and all of the sounds of the city. It's fantastic. It doesn't have to be a nature walk. You can do it anywhere.
Yeah, there's beauty in all things. So to wrap that up, these are some actionable steps that you guys can take. I urge you guys to incorporate one wellness habit out of what we just listed into your routine this week, and give us some feedback after. Let us know how it feels.
And don't be afraid to change it up and kind of like blend them together, or pick and choose. You don't have to follow it by the book. It's whatever feels good to you.
Exactly. Love that. All right, now we're going to briefly touch on some mental health and inner strength in general. I think mental health plays a massive, massive role, if not the entire role, of building confidence. So I'm going to give 3 things that I do and that I urge you guys to do to help encourage healthy mental health building in order to gain confidence. So first thing, piggybacking off before, journaling. For this, I would say journal about things that reflect on progress, things that express gratitude, and also help identify your triggers or negative thought patterns. So this is going to be more of like a therapeutic writing journal entry rather than before, which is more of a mindfulness presence journal entry. Again, prompts super helpful for stuff like this. You can Google, Pinterest, anything, ask ChatGPT, give me confidence building journal prompts. There's so many things you can do, but again, highly emphasize the journaling or just writing, video journaling, whatever it is for you. Next, we have literal therapy. No, but for real, having a therapist is so important. I think some people, it's all about like cycle and time in your life. Like some people don't need an everyday therapist that they're meeting with once a month. They may need it for their seasonal depression moments or when they go through trauma or things like that. But in general, it's very good to have a therapist kind of in your repertoire of network. Also, I think having a therapist is so important so that you don't just overshare and put things on your friends and peers around you. A therapist is literally being paid to do that, whereas your friends and family, it's like you're just traumatizing them by a lot of the things that you're dumping on them. So I think it's super helpful in that way to kind of maintain being everyone else's peace as well, you know?
Looking out for yourself and others, because you don't want to put others in an uncomfortable situation because you don't have the tools to deal with it.
Yes, exactly. So therapy addresses deeper issues and helps build resilience with the help of a professional. Doesn't sound too bad. And
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think we both know that finding a therapist is can be a strenuous journey, but just stick with it and be honest with yourself. If you don't like a therapist, you don't have to stick with them. You're not going to hurt their feelings. Just leave and find a different therapist.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. Okay, and then another thing that I like to do for the sake of mental health is positive affirmations, which I know you guys know if you're listeners, we love affirmations over here.
We do love positive affirmations. Affirmations are essentially going to be a statement, a sentence, a group of words that rewire your mind to be self-empowering, to build confidence, or to help you with loss. You can really change them however you need, but we're focusing on the confidence ones. So it would be like, I am beautiful. That is so cheesy, but I think if you don't...
It's not cheesy.
I think if you don't feel a little stupid when you're saying your affirmations, then you're doing it wrong.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want to address some challenges like imposter syndrome and comparison culture, which I think are 2 things that are very prevalent in today's society. So first, let's define imposter syndrome. For anyone that doesn't know, is the persistent feeling of self-doubt and inadequacy despite evident success. People experiencing this often attribute their achievements to luck or external factors rather than their own skills. I think everyone listening has felt some sort of imposter syndrome at some point in their life. I think especially people that are in business and like entrepreneurs experience this like all the time. I think mine's gotten a little bit better. It still happens to me literally like at least once a week, but I've gotten more better at managing when I have these thoughts, like managing that it's not real. Like this is who I am. I am who I say I am is one of my affirmations I say all the time. Like I am who I think I am. I am who I say I am. I don't have to be I don't have to feel like I'm being cocky when I say that that when I'm confident, or I don't have to, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
That's so funny because one of my daily affirmations is I know who I am.
Yeah, like it's like it's hard. Like sometimes like especially now with like all of the social media influence and things like that, it's very hard to know who you are. So
it's so easy to just adopt a trend or adopt an aesthetic, like the clean girl aesthetic, the dark academia, like every week there's another aesthetic, and it may speak to you, but you don't need to adopt that personality. In reality, it's probably a mixture of all of the things that you want to copy.
Totally. And that's fine. Like if that's genuinely you, like you can, nobody like invented one thing, you know what I mean? There's no like originator of the clean girl aesthetic.
No one has ever had an original thought or idea.
Ever. So we're not saying don't copy and don't get like inspo. That's fine. But get inspo that truly resonates with you and your inner self. And I think in order to do that, you have to know who you and your inner self is. So that's why we're emphasizing that. Okay, so now that we've established what imposter syndrome is, we can talk about some practical strategies to overcome this. So one thing that I find helpful is to keep a record of your accomplishments and review them regularly. So if you have a journal, take a page of your journal and just write down some things that you feel like are good accomplishments, big accomplishments, even small accomplishments in your life that when you do look at them, you can feel reminded of what you've accomplished and what you've done that makes you feel good. Just little boosters.
And it could literally be something as little as making your bed in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like I folded my laundry without leaving it in the dryer for 2 days. Like that's an accomplishment. It can be something as little as that or something as big as I bought my first house.
Yeah. Yeah. And if it helps you, if you're like a list person like me, you could do small accomplishments on one page, big accomplishments on the other.
And if you want to be even more neurotic, you could have a separate one for your personal life and for your career.
There you go. Literally me. Also, share feelings with like we said, sharing feelings with a trusted mentor or peer to gain perspective, i.e. therapist, best friend, partner, mom, dad, anything. But there is definitely power in community. So don't shy away from reaching out if you need to.
And it's quality over quantity. It doesn't matter if you have 20 friends.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Next is to focus on progress over perfection and celebrate your small victories. That's super important as well. That kind of ties into before of keeping a record of your accomplishments. And then we have lastly, try not to compare yourself to others, which is so hard, but so important. One of the things that I think helps with that is limiting your social media intake. Do you have anything that helps you?
I completely agree with limiting your social media intake, but I know that can sound pretty like unrealistic to a lot of people in today's age. Reminding yourself that just because someone else is cool, it doesn't mean you have to be them. Or just because someone else is cool makes you uncool. You both can be cool simultaneously.
Yeah. We can both be cool.
You can be worthy and beautiful and awesome at the same time as someone else being worthy, beautiful, and awesome. Just because it's not PEMDAS, it doesn't cancel out. It can exist at the same time.
So true. No need to be jealous. No need to wish for things that others have. Be happy with your authentic, true self.
And you can be jealous in a healthy way.
Yeah, jealousy can be fine. Jealousy can be normal.
But it's not, I'm jealous of them and I'm going to hate myself for it.
Yeah.
It's, I'm jealous of them. I'm going to set a goal to try and achieve something along those lines.
Exactly. That's a healthy goal. So yeah, that's just a little bit about imposter syndrome, comparison culture, things like that. So hopefully you can take something that we shared in that and apply it to the next time that you may be feeling like you aren't standing in your truth or you aren't standing in your authenticity. Remind yourself that you are.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. Some key takeaways from today would be that confidence stems from self-care, acceptance, and resilience. Another takeaway would be that simple daily habits can create a foundation for confidence. And then lastly, that inner and outer beauty are interconnected and mutually reinforcing. I would encourage all of you guys to reflect on your confidence building habits after listening to this episode and make at least one positive change this week. I wanted to share some journaling prompts with you guys that maybe you can apply to your journaling habits today. What is one thing I appreciate about myself today and why? When do I feel most confident and how can I create more moments like that? And then lastly, what limiting beliefs about confidence do I want to let go of, and what empowering beliefs can I replace them with?
A very simple and classic one. List 3 things that you like about yourself, whether it be physical, personality, mental,
Yep.
anything.
Yeah, very important. That's actually one of my interview questions when I hire people here. Is
I remember this question.
And everyone always says when I ask it, they're like, either I love this question or I hate this question. And like, that's very telling of your personality to me. It's like one of those personality questions. Like, if you can't tell me on the spot 3 things you love about yourself, I'm judging you, because why can't you tell me 3 things you love about yourself? Like, come on.
I know.
I also wrote a couple self-care challenges for you guys if you want to apply or adopt any of these into your lifestyle. First is commit to drinking 8 glasses of water daily this week to support your physical and mental well-being. Second challenge would be to dedicate 10 minutes each day to a mindfulness practice, such as meditation or deep breathing or any of the other ones that we recommended earlier in the episode. Next, we have to try a digital detox one evening this week to focus on self-reflection and relaxation. A digital detox would just be a night or an evening, a morning, anything where you do not have any digital stimulation going on. You're just truly in your environment, no distractions other than things that are right in front of you that are non-digital.
Crafts, coloring, reading, folding your clothes, going on a walk, any of this.
But like no podcast, no music, just stillness.
It sounds like in retrospect like it could be easy. It is so challenging. You don't realize how much technology is in your life and how much I personally depend on media consumption to amuse me until I tried to do my first digital detox.
No, literally. It's such a weird thing. But so helpful, especially I am trying to do better about doing it every night, like before bed, like a certain period of time. I try for like 30 minutes before bed to not be on my phone. Another thing is like not putting my phone next to me in the charger. Like don't keep your phone. It radiates so much technology, or not technology, whatever. It radiates so much bad shit. Don't keep it next to your bed. Like next to your head, sorry.
It's literally under my pillow every night as we're talking.
Literally, like it's so bad, but don't do that. Try to not bring like your laptop into the bedroom. Things like that, they're little things, but they're so much harder than they seem, but will make the world of a difference. So to wrap this up, any other resources that we have for promoting confidence, we do have, if you're in the area, we have tons of services and treatments that are literally all about relaxing and boosting confidence. So if you are in the area, come visit us for facial, lash, brow, waxing, and nail services. Oh, and permanent jewelry, of course.
And permanent jewelry.
Yeah, that's one of the best ways, unbiasedly. Like I was a client before I was a business owner, so unbiasedly, like getting services builds so much helps me build so much confidence in my experience, and it helps me feel beautiful. It helps me feel naturally enhanced, and that is just a top recommendation that I would have if you are someone that enjoys that type of experience.
Don't think extremes. You don't have to go and get filler or anything.
No.
Yesterday, Bryn gave me my first facial ever, and I have acne on my face and all this stuff, and there was an immediate improvement, yes, with the integrity of my skin and the glowing, but really my takeaway from the facial was I felt good and confident in myself because I was doing something to take care of my skin.
Exactly.
It wasn't like I laid down with an hour for Bryn and she got rid of all my acne.
Yeah.
I'm doing something.
We worked on it.
Exactly.
But you did it for yourself.
I was working on myself.
I think when you view services like that as more of like an overall experience for like health and wellness and also enhancing your beauty, the enhancing beauty is like 50% of it. The other half of it is literally your experience, what you get out of it, the treating yourself, the
how it makes you feel,
environment, all of that, like so important. So yeah, if you're in the area, stop on by, book an appointment. We're also on our new DeCourcy Academy. We are planning to have downloadable, printable guides that will include journaling prompts and other confidence building workshops. So make sure you go on there. Our wait list is active now. Okay, so I think that's it for our episode today. Let's end, of course, by pulling some affirmations.
We should pull 2 each this time because little oopsie on our part. Last episode we forgot to do an affirmation pool.
We did indeed. All right, let's do 2 each then. I will pull mine first. My 2 were I trust in the process and flow of my life. And then the other is I have the power to uplift everyone around me.
Oh, I like that one.
Beautiful. Olivia?
All right, guys. My 2 are My life is full of abundant opportunities. My next one is I owe it to myself to do all the things that I dream of.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh
my God.
I hope one of those four, if not all of those four, resonated with you guys. We hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. We thank you so much for joining us, and we can't wait to see you on the next episode.
Yay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
That's it for today's episode of the DeCourcy Diaries. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to follow the pod, share it with someone who needs a little inspo, and find more about us on our Linktree page. Find us on socials at DeCourcy Beauty, at DeCourcy Beauty Lounge, and at the DeCourcy Diaries. Until next time, stay confident, stay glowing, and keep chasing your dreams.